Hello, and welcome to the Funding Study Abroad information session. In this session, we are going to discuss the cost of study abroad as it compares to being here on campus and various resources and tools you can use to help fund your own study abroad experience. It is important to note that everyone has a unique situation when it comes to funding their study abroad program. Because of that, I strongly encourage you to review the information today carefully so you can apply it to your own situation. At the end of the presentation, there will be contact information for the Study Abroad Office and the Office of Student Financial Aid so that you can work to schedule a one-on-one appointment if you have questions specific to your circumstances. Before you are able to determine your budget for study abroad, you need to be familiar with what your current budget is here in Madison. If you are not already doing so, we recommend tracking your expenses for 1 to 2 months to get a sense of your monthly budget. This includes all expenses such as cell phone, car expenses, food, transportation, etc. In addition, you will also want to factor in tuition, books, and such to see if you can come up with your budget for the semester. Once you have determined your personal budget here in Madison, you can use this information to begin researching programs and program costs for study abroad. UW Study Abroad offers a wide range of program costs so that there is a program for every budget. We encourage all students to do the following when planning to fund their study abroad experience. Complete a FAFSA application and consult with the Office of Student Financial Aid, apply for scholarships, and use creative funding techniques and saving strategies. As you begin to search through the study abroad programs, you will want to look over the cost estimates for the programs that interest you. You can find cost estimates as well as detailed information about each program on the program page under the Cost tab. You can find all available programs through the main search page found on our website. The program fee is what you will be billed from the UW Bursar's office. The estimated additional expenses are what you will need to be prepared to pay out of pocket and are estimates for these expenses. It is useful to keep the current cost of attendance here at UW next to you as you review the study abroad cost estimates along with your personal budget. To find this information, you can go to the financial aid website or use the budget worksheet found on the study abroad website. You should compare the cost of living and attending classes on campus with the cost of your prospective study abroad program. The budget worksheet can assist you with these calculations, and we strongly encourage all students to complete the worksheet. Here are two examples of a program cost sheet for two different programs in Paris, France. You will see that there is a program fee listed at the top, followed by a text area that describes what is included in that program fee. You will want to look over that section carefully as program fees vary and include different items depending on the program. The middle part of the cost sheet is the estimated additional expenses or expenses that we anticipate participants will need to pay out of pocket at some point during their study abroad experience. This again will vary based on program and location. We combine these two sections together to come up with the total cost of attendance for the program. If you would have only looked at the program fee in this example, you would have thought that the fee on the left was less expensive than the program on the right. But after considering the estimated additional expenses, you can see that the program on the left is actually the program with the higher fee. We share this final cost of attendance with the Office of Student Financial Aid and encourage you to use that figure as you build your budget. Now that you understand how to determine the cost of a study abroad program, let's talk more about how to fund the experience. If you haven't filed a FAFSA in the past, you should do so no matter what your financial situation is, since that is the way the Office of Student Financial Aid can determine what your financial need is for distributing scholarships. It also makes you eligible for direct loans and Parent Plus loans. If you normally do complete the FAFSA, you do not need to do anything extra on the FAFSA for studying abroad. You complete it just as you would if you were staying on campus by continuing to select UW as your institution. UW Study Abroad will notify the Office of Student Financial Aid that you are studying abroad, and they will use the cost of attendance for your program abroad when calculating your aid for that term. Federal and state financial aid can generally be used for study abroad programs. Some study abroad programs need to be at least 4 weeks in length and have a certain number of credit per week. There is a chart on the financial aid website for assistance. Summer programs are included in the current year's FAFSA. If you are applying for summer 2021, for example, this would be included on the 2020-2021 FAFSA. If you have any questions about your financial aid or taking out loans for study abroad, you will want to set up an appointment with Heidi Johnson or another financial aid counselor in the Office of Student Financial Aid. Their website also has information about the FAFSA application. For semester programs, financial aid will be dispersed 10 days before the start of classes here at UW, regardless of the start date of your study abroad program. This means that if your program starts August 1st, but the fall semester does not start until Labor Day in September, you will not have the funds until late August or early September, 10 days before the start of classes. The exception to this is if your program starts after classes at UW, then it can only be dispersed 10 days before the program start date. This means that your program starts October 15th, your financial aid will be dispersed on October 5th. After you've explored the avenues with financial aid, we would suggest for your funding plan that you turn your attention to scholarships. There are a variety of scholarships that you can apply for to help fund your study abroad program. You should note that the scholarship does not have to be specific to study abroad in order to be utilized while you are abroad. Although scholarships are helpful and we strongly encourage all students to apply, you will want to note that scholarships typically do not cover the full cost of study abroad. Instead, they act as supplemental funds and can help you offset other expenses you will have, particularly while you are in country. It is important not to rely on scholarships alone to fund your entire experience. To begin searching for scholarships, we encourage you to create a profile on the Wisconsin Scholarship Hub website. This will allow you to create a profile and then match you with scholarships around campus, including study abroad specific scholarships. In addition, you can search for scholarships by using the UW-Madison scholarship chart found on our website. Each scholarship is different in how you will end up applying, including when the application is due, what you will need to submit, etc. It is very important to review the eligibility details and all of the scholarship description carefully to determine what steps you need to take to apply. We encourage you to apply for as many scholarships as you are eligible for. The main scholarship for study abroad is called Study Abroad Scholars here at UW. You can apply for this competitive scholarship through the Wisconsin Scholarship Hub. An essay is required, so we encourage you to work with the Writing Center and to pay attention to the tips on writing a scholarship essay that we'll talk about soon. The awards for the scholarship are $50 at a minimum. For more details about this award, including the essay prompt, you can visit the website listed here. In addition to the Study Abroad Scholars Scholarship, here are a few additional scholarships that we wanted to highlight. The first few are national scholarships that are open to any college student, regardless of where and what you will be studying. The bottom section has more specific eligibility criteria, but they can be great awards if you find that you're eligible. You can find the links to scholarships on the UW Study Abroad Scholarship Chart or search for their websites online. These are just a few examples of some scholarships, but please know that you will find more listed on the scholarship chart, and we encourage you to connect with your study abroad advisor to see if they have any additional tips or suggestions. In order to set yourself up for success when it comes to applying for scholarships, you will want to start early. Often there are scholarships with early deadlines to encourage those who are able to plan ahead. Early scholarship deadlines typically mean you will find out about the award decision earlier. Planning early will allow you to build in enough time to write a competitive essay and prepare all materials needed carefully. Following directions is essential. It is common for a student to write an essay that does not respond to the essay prompt. Missing information or not responding to all parts of the application can lead to an automatic dismissal from consideration. You want to be familiar with the award and the audience of who is reading your application. Are the donors aiming to encourage a certain type of experience? And if so, do you fit that goal? How? Write a unique essay that is your story. Avoid using cliches. Cliches lack specificity and complexity. Therefore, they do not make distinctive or memorable contributions to your writing. Cliches make your writing and argument interchangeable with anybody else's. Make sure that your writing is specific to you and your task. If you find cliches in your writing, go back and try to be specific and provide examples to support your argument. Avoid writing about travel. Try not to use the word trip in your essay. Study abroad is focused on the academic part of the experience, not the travel benefits. Finally, have someone else read your essay. We recommend taking your essay to the writing center, but just make sure someone else reads through your essay before you submit it. Once you have looked into financial aid and applied for scholarships, we encourage you to consider creative fundraising and savings as the final way to fund your abroad experience. Fundraising will help to make your program more affordable and can serve as a way to educate the public. If you select a study abroad program that helps achieve your long-term goals, it will be easier to solicit funds from external sources. Keep in mind that local, regional, and national groups, as well as individuals, are all possible contributors. Past students have used many different ways to fund their study abroad experience. Some ideas include contacting your local Lions Club, working part-time and saving the funds, contacting your parents' employer to see if they offer scholarships, etc. We know of a student who sold their car and used the money for their study abroad program, or even another student who worked with their church to fundraise the money they needed for their airfare. Direct, informal appeals often work best. Be specific in how you intend to spend the funds: airfare, program fee, tuition, personal travel, special projects, etc. Include a photo of yourself with your request so that the receiver will establish a personal connection with you. Enthusiasm, creativity, and perseverance on your part, and not fearing rejection in some instances, will likely take you a long way. In exchange for the financial support, you should pledge to give something back, such as regular updates while you are abroad. You can also consider the STA Airfare Deposit Program. This program allows students to make a $300 deposit on air to book their flight and then pay the remaining balance up to 7 days before departure. Although this isn't available for all airline flight itineraries, this option might work for you and your situation. In addition, UW Study Abroad offers a pre-departure loan program for the acceptance deposit and airfare that allows you to secure your airfare but pay once your financial aid is dispersed. For more information on creative fundraising techniques, check out our website for a list of ideas and other suggestions. As I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, everyone has a unique situation, so I encourage you all to make individual appointments with the Office of Student Financial Aid and your study abroad advisor. By utilizing these resources and carefully preparing your budget worksheet, you will be able to see exactly what you need to do to successfully fund your time abroad.